My name is Charlie Haffey. My older sister Ann died by suicide on September 9th, 2013. Ann was a wife, a mother, a sibling to many. Ann was a teacher. She was a poet. She was an amazing person. And in an instant, she was gone. I got the horrible news from one of my younger sisters by phone, and I remember looking at my phone. I could not understand the words. They were incomprehensible. At that moment, the front door to my house burst open and my wife comes charging in. She obviously had just heard the bad news and she was coming to comfort me. As soon as I saw the expression on her face, I got it. It sank in. And then every negative emotion that I could possibly feel just burst into my brain. And for the longest time, I felt like I had a tornado or a blender of emotional mayhem going on. It was horrible. Like most people, I was like, I can figure this out on my own. I'm okay. And I went on the internet. I looked everywhere. And the one thing that I learned with great certainty is I was asking unanswerable questions. Why is not a really good pursuit in this situation. My sisters and my wife were giving me unending love and support, but I felt like I needed some more. So I went to my primary care physician, and I asked her for a referral to a counselor or a therapist or somebody that I could talk to. And my time with Carol was awesome. I was allowed to pursue everything in my own agenda, at my own pace, could talk about anything I wanted to. Carol kept me focused. I also learned some skills and techniques that I'm still using now, and they bring me great peace of mind. When I came across the Alliance of Hope website, at first I was reluctant to participate, so I read the posts and responses in the forums. And finally one day I worked up the courage, and I introduced myself in a forum and I explained my situation. And immediately I was amazed at the responses that I was getting. People responded with their condolences, their sympathy, and their empathy. They had been there before, and they were sharing their experiences with me. That made me feel really, really good. On the second anniversary of Ann's death, I spent 2 hours, morning, afternoon, and night, and I went into every forum that I could to find any post that had very few or zero responses, and I responded to those people. I finally felt that I was making a contribution. Now, as a teacher, I know that young adults are at greater risk for suicide. I also know that members of the LGBT community and current and former members of the armed forces are at increased risk for suicide. From the Alliance of Hope, I learned that there is another group of troubled people who are at increased risk for suicide, and that's people who recently lost a loved one to suicide. That's my group. This is really a problem because in this country alone, there are close to 5 million suicide survivors, people who have lost a loved one to suicide. On the Alliance of Hope, I learned about a term called postvention. Postvention is prevention. It's giving resources to people who need help in their healing in order to reduce the amount of suicides in that group. Now, I contribute to the Alliance of Hope. I get on there whenever I can, and I post and I respond. I've also started giving them some money. And it's not a lot, but I contribute as I can. You can contribute too. If there's somebody you worried about, don't tell that person they should call you if they're feeling down. They'll never call. You call them. Go knock on the door, ring a doorbell of somebody you're worried about. Take them out for coffee. Ask them how it's going. Don't let them be alone. Promote the allianceofhope.org on your Facebook, your Twitter, your website. Anything you can do to promote this agency would be great. Go on to the Alliance of Hope website and post and respond. Share your experiences. You can donate some money too. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's a really worthy cause. The Alliance of Hope is a great resource for a group of people who need all the help that we can get. You don't have to be alone on this terrible journey. and you can be a support for somebody who feels alone. I am a champion for hope. You can be a champion for hope too.